coming, but the way that they've done it, the flair that they've done it with, that is something unparalleled for sure. We got Ame, Nothing to Say, Faith Beyond, Jing Q, Y, and Chao 8. And they will take their place in the booth as they get ready for their best of 5 grand finals. We want to quickly highlight Ame, the carry player of PSG Ltd. He came second at TI8.
Make your band. 5 seconds. It is your turn to pick. Ten seconds. 5 seconds remain. Your team must pick. Ten seconds remain. 5 seconds. Prepare for battle.
Well said! Oh. Oh. The spirit moves me.
Thirty seconds and counting.
Forward!
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Storm clouds are gathering.
DOTA!
Ha ha! Without a doubt. Like the wind. Blow them away! Here I come! Looking good. We are agreed. Denied. Yes. Oh. Like the wind. The spirit moves me. Keeping my end up.
Aduh anjing.
Without a doubt. Forward.
Dire's courier has been killed. Cut down in service of another's cause.
Left you a little something. Ooh, who's that handsome devil? Mine! Attack! Yes! We are agreed. Here I come. I'll save this till it's 5 o'clock. Somewhere. Stupendous! Well said!
The enemy attacks your middle tower.
Well said! Let's have the spotlight. Over here! Oh, mine! I'll save this till it's 5. Yes!
First blood is on the ground, and we're already looking for more.
This one was not for you.
Storms are coming! Like the wind! Without a doubt! Stormy weather time!
Radiant's courier has been killed.
The spirit of the
All who step
storm
onto the
increases.
battlefield
We are
risk
agreed.
this ultimate price.
Get set for heavy weather! You're it! Missing middle! Here I come! Here I am! Forward! The spirit moves me! Not quite yet. Not quite. Can't give up. Zap! There's the body! Blow the man down! Well said!
Can this be?
Your middle tower is under attack.
We are against
And this
looking for me!
your middle tower faces a terrible test.
Glorious thing!
Advantage.
Without a doubt! I can hardly contain myself. I'll spirit you away. Who's that handsome look? I love this part. There's no mana. Storm Force 5! Oh. Oh. I'll decant this a bit later. Like the wind! Illusion! That's the spirit! Such greatness! Here I come!
Main.
Forward!
Draw, attack.
Yes!
My thanks.
This will get better with stupendous! Ha ha! Oh! Let me do something. The spirit moves me!
Draw, car. Draw, car.
Here I come!
Cing, nanggung banget ini keyboardnya, cu. Keyboard baru,
Like the wind!
Look to your top tower. Your middle tower is defending itself.
Normally.
Storm warning! Zip! Come over here! Wooden pop! Storm force five! Touche! We are agreed! Told you a storm was coming! Looking good! Killing spree! Double kill!
Why not ulti here? Why not ulti point? I think just shoot ulti point, dude. Banget anjing. Produk baru biasa.
Well, blow me down! Zap! Ooh, handsome devil! Come on! I'm over here! Let's do a little something.
Not under your hands.
Ha-ha!
The enemy attacks your middle tower.
It's not time.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yes! It's not time! Ooh, who's that handsome devil? Ha-ha! Over here now! Zap! Ha-ha! Forward! It's not time. Without a doubt!
Courier makes the ultimate sacrifice.
I'll take that.
Well said! Oh, what'd I miss? Oh. Ooh, who's that handsome devil? I grow stronger. The spirit
Bottom
moves
tower
me.
is under attack.
The spirit moves me. Oh. We are agreed. Dominated. Without a doubt.
Warden there, dude.
Ha ha! Let the fun begin!
Tower
Normally.
faces a terrible test. Where will the line be drawn?
Let it go. Let you do a little something.
What do you
Here
want?
I come! Like the wind! Forward! This or stupendous! Attack! Well said!
Your top tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified.
Here now! I'm over here! Zap it! Let the fun begin! Yes! I grew! Yes!
Now the fight resumes. But will it follow the same thread?
Zip! Killing spree! Your calculations cannot predict the movements of the storm. I'll just cork this for later. Ah, nice! Not quite yet. Ha-ha! Looking good. Let's do a little something. Looking good. Like the pudding pop.
Someone
Here I come.
lays blame.
Rest.
The spirit moves me.
The enemy's top tower falls to oblivion. Look to your bottom tower. The dire glyph is now active.
Forward!
The enemy attacks your bottom tower.
Over here now. Zip-zap! Why are you looking for me? Haste! That's the spirit!
The enemy attacks your into a skirmish.
Batang bos batang.
Your middle tower can no longer be saved. The radiant glyph is now active.
We are agreed!
His bottom tower has been demolished.
It's not that. Mega kill! You blew it!
Your middle tower is under attack.
Without a doubt! Was that a spotlight? On me?
Push me, push me.
Oh. Yes!
We need what here? Can plan what?
Well said! We are agreed!
The enemy's middle tower has been stand no more.
Get back.
Like the wind! Ha-ha! Who's that handsome devil? Invisibility. Oh. Storms are coming. Where's the body? Whoa, what I miss? Over here.
The hell?
Well said. For me. Get set for heavy weather. The spirit moves me. Not quite yet. Looking good.
Killing spree! Unbelievable!
Over here now. Here I come. It's not time. Without a doubt. Yes. Forward. Looking good. Oh. You're it. Blow them away. I'll save this till it's 5 o'clock. Somewhere. Left you a little something. Stormy weather, touche! Here I am!
This is the real deal! Monster kill! Double kill!
Over here now! Haste!
Dominated!
I think you bit off more than you could chew, Lifesteal.
Ha-ha! Left you a little something. Oh.
Mega kill!
Oh, what I miss?
Sedimental.
Like the wind!
The enemy's top tower brought to ruin.
Looking for me?
I find it easy to respect you.
Forward!
Silence at 6
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Without a doubt!
Enough, back. Rocks first and back. Focus rocks.
The enemy's
This
top
ought to
barracks
come in
has
handy.
fallen.
I'll spirit you away! Who's that handsome devil?
Get back.
I'll decant this.
Yeah, we can rush. Go.
Here I come! You shouldn't have. We are agreed. Attack! Get set! Brutality is mine! Let the fun begin! Well said!
Killing spree! Double kill!
Speak with rangers.
I'm over here! Blow them away! Sit up!
The enemy's top barracks crumbles.
Yes! Here I am! No whining now!
The enemy's middle
The
barracks
spirit
crumbles.
moves me!
You forge a path to conquest. The enemy's middle barracks has
Here I
fallen.
come!
Oh, I'm open all night.
We are agreed!
The enemy's middle tower has been destroyed.
Oh,
The enemy's middle tower passes into history.
zip! Left you a little something.
Unbelievable!
Forward!
Disruptor though, he's gonna TP into the middle lane here. I'd be scared to do this. Let's see if Toronto Tokyo has the will to chase him down.
Yeah, he's still got this DD going for a few seconds. Why? Living on the edge a little bit.
Yeah.
Toronto Tokyo feels that he can get in with the Astral Step. Why knows? He's keeping his distance.
Yeah, and if you take a look at the net worth, you see Yatoro. He's just gonna start accelerating his farm even more, but I'm impressed by how well the Ursa's been able to keep up. And this is largely due to the fact that they had lane control for so long up in the top lane, and they were able to just keep their heroes, the enemy heroes, so close to the tower, so Tide could never really feel free to
Oh,
fight.
mate. Anything else going into the hands of the Ursa this early?
Yeah, and you notice the Naga in the bottom lane now. She's just going to put her illusions on the lane, push out the waves, while she farms the jungle camps close by, and try to get ahead of the Ursa by doing this constantly. And LGD are going to try to match by using the Wisp Overcharge to allow the Ursa to farm. And we notice both these teams are so good at stacking, and here we go again. Runes are spawning.
And Toronto Tokyo is going to be the focus. Quick jump away for the Rolling Thunder.
Yes. It's an Arcane Rune secured though, so if they can manage to survive these 70 seconds and nothing too bad happens, this is a huge rune for them to have.
All about these power runes early on, especially in the game. 8 minutes in, only the 2 kills so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's the tension, right? Neither team really has anything to do yet, and they're both drafting for slightly later timings in the game. The Tidehunter's now finally hit level 6, so if there's an opening, look for some sort of rotation. I think it's hard to go for the Ursa, so there might even be the possibility of the Tidehunter rotating out of this lane.
Sure.
And making some sort of move at Toronto Tokyo.
When you just look at the heroes that PSG have at their disposal, and you feel that Spirit, they're just not going to want to try and push into that tier 1 quite yet.
I think for Spirit, your expectation was to do slightly better, but they
will be fine.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there, it seems. The shield crash wasn't used on the hero. The glimpse came in a little bit later.
And they've got their eyes on Arme. Obviously, they know that play was made by a couple of PSG LGD inside their own jungle, but Arme, he's out of reach of the Remnant. He's away. Space is there, down bottom. Faith Beyond continues the push. the tier 1 to fall already here on Spirit's side of the map.
Yeah, I think this is the most shocking part of this early game because I expected the Lycan kind of get zoned out by the Naga and the Naga illusions would defend them, but...
Let's see if they can get Army. They've got 4 heroes working on him right now.
Ravage.
He has the ult up, he's on the retreat up to the high ground, but they'll be able to get in front of him, close off his escape. Spirit will finally be able to claim their first kill here in the first 10 minutes, getting themselves on the board.
Yeah, and this is a huge kill because it allows for Team Spirit to now start firing back and taking over this top lane area. They need this tower to fall. And meanwhile, this is the response you see from PSG's LGD. They rotate their heroes mid to try to force Spirit away from the top tower and force them to come defend their mid tower as the more valuable tower for the later Roshan.
Gotta hit these timings, PSG LGD, no doubt about it. Spirit just having to let them do so.
Has fallen.
Yeah, I mean, this Lycan really has becoming the big X factor. I don't think Spirit expected him to be this strong out of the laning phase. And now Am is going to comfortably move into his triangle and start farming up. I think he hits that Diffusal Blade. Look to see Spirit trying to, LGD trying to make some move. But I think if LGD gets to farm up right now, they feel like they've hit they have enough map space to where they're comfortable playing around their cooldowns and just waiting for the Disruptor ultimate to come online, wait for the Lycan to finish up his items, and then just play around his forms together with the power runes that the Pangolier is securing.
I mean, in this sort of game where, you know, both teams playing as carefully as they are, just 1 to 2 coming up to 11 minutes, do you look at the Naga Siren and feel that for Spirit, if they can keep this game in pretty calm waters and not allow the early aggression from PSG LGD to get them too much, this Naga Siren will be able to carry out in the later stages, or do PSG LGD always have the means to deal with her?
I think to some extent you are happy, but I feel like you wanted the laning phase to go better so that LGD's timings come later into the game. So knowing that your lanes haven't quite gone the way you wanted them to, they must feel like, okay, at some point now, once LGD gets items, they're going to come running in.
This stop, nothing to say. He's going to get the lead in onto Collapse. They'll drop the static storm as well, putting no chance of Collapse being able to return fire quite yet with a potential Ravage. Doesn't matter though, he's able to walk out to the side. They'll go for the glimpse back on him. He'll simply look for the TP out, and there's nothing to put a stop to it. Collapse, realizing his strength here with a Hood of Defiance, he's got enough tank ability to just TP out of it all. That's the Rolling Thunder and the Static Storm put to waste there by PSG.
Yeah, great jukes. He just dodged out the Pangolier spells, and once the Rolling Thunder missed, he knew that he was safe. Glimpse is used, TP out. Just great presence of mind there from Collapse, knowing exactly how to play the situation out and get out safely. I love what LGD are doing though. If you take a look at the top lane, this is one of the things I loved about how OG ran the Wisp in the position 3. They recognize that Wisp's item timings are really important for you to keep these heroes alive, because if you think about how healing works in Dota, heroes keep growing their hero pool, like health pools, but the healing items are static amounts of heal. So 250 health on a hero that has 1000 HP is like a lot more than it is on a hero that has 3000 HP. So if you hit these heal item timings early into the game, that really enables you, and they've given Xingqiu the top lane to sit here and farm comfortably.
See that bottom lying. Quite a dangerous position here. Beside the jungle of Team Spirit in Toronto, Tokyo will be quick to put a stop to.
Naga Siren also closing in on the Mantha, and by the looks of it, she's going to get that item before Earthshaven completes his Diffusal Blade, so Yatora's probably very happy in this game, feeling comfortable with how it's going right now.
And when you look at sort of what they have against him, do you feel that a lot of the map is pretty safe for this Naga Siren to farm in? As long as the Song and the TP's up, will he get away most of the time?
I mean, most likely. I think the tricky thing here, if you're LGD, is how do we deal with the illusions? How do we deal with the Naga putting illusions in our jungle that will scout out our movement and force us to play away from Roshan? Because as Dyer here, Notail and Seb also very touched on this a lot, the Ursa wants Aegis. This is his most key item, especially when you're going up against big cooldowns like Ravage, like Finger, Earth Splitter. You know these long cooldowns, people don't want to use them on your Aegis, so it's going to be important for him to get it. And the Naga, as long as he's able to play top and put illusions in the Dyer jungle, it's really hard. Like, what are you going to do? Because their heroes don't have ways to effectively kill the illusions.
And you feel that Spirit, their lineup, is geared up pretty well to deal with the fact that PSG will look for the Roshan. They won't be afraid of turning up and trying to put a stop to it.
I mean, I think that's where the information game is going to be important. Can Spirit actually use the vision that they're getting to fight off LGD's timing? Because I think that is like the big question mark. Is the Ursa going to be too strong for you to kill? Or is it enough to just sleep away half the wolf fight duration and then try to fight them afterwards?
I think we're definitely going to see Yatoro start to increase the lead against Arme. Bottom lane white. He'll drop the Static Storm, trying to save himself, but Collapse and Maposhka will run him down, take him out. Faith beyond, he's looking to get involved in the back of a nothing to say being brought over by Xingqiu. They will get Maposhka. Can the three of them get Collapse? trying to commit their best onto him. They will leave the 2 cores behind. Jing got nothing to say, and Faith Beyond finished the job, but they just can't. The damage isn't there. Toronto Tokyo was also starting to sweep over, so PSG LGD, they have to back up and just accept the trade as it is, the support for support.
Yeah, and Collapse now knowing that, you know what, they can't actually kill me without the Ursa. It's only the Ursa that can threaten my life. Just comfortably sits bottom alone, pushes out the waves, gaining as much farm as he can, and in the meanwhile, Yatoro just pushes out top lane, farming out all these top jungle camps. If you take a look at the Dire jungle, there are no camps alive.
I mean, Yatoro's farm, he is creeping further and further ahead of Arme's Ursa. You know, if there's not going to be any blood being spilt and it is just the creeps dying, this Naga Siren is just going to charge ahead in regards to farm. Yatoro is going to be huge.
Yeah, and he's going for a very interesting build. He's buying the Aghanim Scepter, and the Aghanim Scepter allows him to use his Ensnare on heroes that are either slept by his ulti or spell immune. So this will give them a way to deal with BKB. And traditionally, the way you deal with, for example, a Tidehunter Ravage is by buying a BKB. Or in this case, you have the Pangolier with Rolling Thunder. So he's actually going to be able to lock down the Pangolier during his Rolling Thunder with his nut. It's a very, very smart item decision here from the Naga.
A very long lockdown and reduced cooldown and increased cast range. He's going to have no trouble finding the target that he wishes every single team fight.
Yep. LGD also heavily reliant on the Pangolier for the lockdown, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see him use it, specifically just to make sure the Pango can't roll over his teammates.
And I guess sort of the smart approach with this item is the fact that this sort of deals with this timing where PSG LGD is going to be more ready to fight than he is, right? He can just sort of be the anti-fight. He just stops it, gets out of there, can keep playing his game. And certainly one of the crucial parts of PSG LGD's initiation, it's shut down completely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for Spirit, that's the name of the game, right? Can we drag this game on? And literally slowing him down during his roll, forcing his timing to be unable to be used, is just exactly what Spirit are looking for in this game. But yeah, we're starting to see items gear up on LGD's side. If you take a look at the Lycan, his timing is really going to be the big thing. But I think Spirit have won the early game in that there's no Roshan killed yet. And that means the second Roshan is going to spawn slower, and that's no Aghanim Shard for Ursa for the first half hour of the game.
If you're PSG LGD right now, what sort of calls are you making? Are you looking at an item that's round the corner and then saying we've got to go? Do they need to go right now? How urgent do they need to be?
I think they looks like they're gearing up to look for an opportunity, right? You finished up the Helm of the Overlord. The Ursa now has his Diffusal Blade. Your Wisp is closing in on mech. You already have the Holy Locket. So there's a lot of nice tools for LGD to take a straight up team fight if Team Spirit presented to them.
See you. It's going to start with a bit of a tickle onto Toronto Tokyo. The Remnant holds back the bear. Quick jump out with the steps. Nothing to say. He's trying to close in. Does he want to keep diving beneath the tier 2? Maybe trying to get some vision for a setup from the Disruptor. But now, Team Spirit, they're far enough away. Nothing to say. We're going to hit with the Swashbuckler. The Bronx of the Maelstrom. Nearly bringing him down. But Toronto Tokyo gets away on as low HP as he is. Collapse also able to TP out as there's nothing else to stop his escape. Team Spirit, they're able to avoid the move completely by PSG LGD once again.
And they didn't even have to involve the Naga. So during all of this time, Yatoro's still just gaining farm. He's 2,000 gold ahead of the Ursa already.
Oh my, this is going to be a problem.
He's getting out of control. He's only, I believe he just finished his Aghanim Scepter too. So he has Manta and Aghanim Scepter at 17 minutes into the game. He's crazy farm.
This is, I mean, Yatoro, it really has been eyes on him throughout the whole tournament. The performance of Spirit top lane setups there with an that's the mid gone, nothing to say. Going down, Yatoro, instant Song TP as he knows the response will be there from PSG LGD. Gets out, they cannot catch him. Yatoro will continue to farm.
Yeah, this is a really important kill, but by forcing the Naga Siren to TP out, LGD now have the option of potentially taking back control of their jungle. So this is going to be their objective for the next minute here. As you see, they're going to try to contest this Tidehunter. They know the Naga Siren's not present.
See what they can do about Collapse. Jump already in onto the Disruptor, then look at the burst. Collapse, he's holding on to the Ravage for now. Scanning souls down, Collapse gets it outside the Ravage, onto the 2, and then they blow up Arme. It's 3 dead on the moment on PSG LGD. I am also caught out GQ to fall.
That's absolutely massive.
My goodness.
Team Spirit's so aware of everything. They know that this is what LGD wants to do. The Naga TP'd out, they're going to come contest us. They position their heroes perfectly. You see the kinetic field come out, but there's no static storm to fall because you have the Lion in position to interrupt that. It's just Spirit are playing so well right now. They're just recognizing where LGD's timings are.
It just seems like already, just in the first 18 minutes of this game 1 of the grand finals, Team Spirit, they're just completely in the heads of PSG LGD. The way that PSG LGD wanted to play, it's just not happening. They're crumbling, they're falling apart. And Yatoro, he's just going to continue the glory. Mid lane, the setups there onto the Pango. Nothing to say, goes down. Another kill for this Naga Siren. I do not know or see how on earth PSG LGD is going to stop this man this game.
He's getting out of control, and if you look at the Lycan, you can see he decided to not go for the Aghanims. He's going for drums. They're gearing up for a quicker timing in this game. I think the mechanism comes out on XinQ. They get the BKB finished up on Ame, and they're going to look for some sort of team fight. But the way that Team Spirit are abusing the vision, if you take a look at the map, like, there are almost no dire wards anywhere. Radiant are in firm control of where the vision is. And the only ward that they have, I think Nanggung literally just... There you go. Just controlling the vision. They have more information to play with, and this is what's allowing Team Spirit to constantly be reading LGD and how they're moving around the map.
Look to their top tower.
Bottom. Toronto Tokyo, they'll show his face, but not worried about any catch from PSG LGD. They just don't have the members around. Space is made, the tier 2 tower going down at the top lane. There won't be any defense from PSG LGD here as Spirit just continue to hit the timings, take the objectives at a pace that PSG LGD's lineup will be incredibly jealous of. This is what they wanted to be doing, and it's happening the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely. They are starting to finish up some key items though. You see the Pangolier now has a Blink Dagger, so they have an easier form of initiation rather than just trying to run at them with a roll. So if Team Spirit heroes start getting cocky and playing alone, there is a way for LGD to respond and punish. Very close to this mechanism on the Wisp as well. It's just 100 gold away, and this really is the Wisp's big timing. You have both the Holy Locket and the mech to heal up the Ursa, and Ursa's closing in on BKB, so I'm smelling a fight in the waters, Owen.
Yeah, the next one, it's got to be strong from PSG LGD. Another rough fight, and this game could quickly fall out of control.
Yeah, and as strong as a Naga Siren is when she's playing this kind of map game and she's able to get the pickoffs, she isn't the strongest hero to fight up against the... If you think about how these heroes function against each other, the Naga can't really fight up against Ursa straight up. So if LGD is able to corner Team Spirit and they can take a fight where it's just a straight up 5v5 with the BKB and the mechanism finished, that could be an amazing timing for them. But Spirit don't want to allow that, so they're deciding to smoke up and make the move on their own first.
Let's see if they catch PSG whilst they least expect it. BKB is out for Ame.
Why?
Yeah, let's start things off. They'll go for one. Take the Disruptor out of the action.
And Disruptor's a really key kill, because if the Disruptor isn't alive in the fight, they can't really go for Collapse. But look at Collapse's itemization. This is so smart. He's going for the Yules to get it with a Hood and a Blink Dagger. And why is this interesting? Because if you're inside of a Static Storm, and you Yule yourself, and you have the Hood up, and there's no physical damage to hit you, you can actually just blink straight out of it. So just really, really smart item decisions coming out of Collapse here.
Well, we'll definitely have to look out for that play. But another impressive outpost taken back into the hands of Spirit and keeping full control around this area, this Roshan, as you say, which is just sort of it's a long distant dream, it seems, for PSG LGD. They're never getting anywhere close to this pit until they're able to find the fight that they've been hunting for the whole 22 minutes of this game. They'll smoke up now, ready to go. PSG LGD, they have to find success here.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you take a quick look at Lycan before the fight breaks out, he's decided not to go for the wolf fight. They recognize that they won't be able to play strat the way they intended for it to. So he's going to be building up some damage items as well.
Smoke. We'll dispel here on Toronto Tokyo. Same to be set for PSG LGD. They know that both teams are waiting here up to the side of the river on the respective edges, and now Ame, he's going to sneak into the start to try and take it out here.
Yeah, for the first time in this game, they've been allowed to take back the dire jungle and try to apply some pressure to Roche. So I expect Team Spirit also recognize that, you know what, we've given up the jungle. What would LGD do with that? Well, they would go to Roshan. So
see, Spirit, check this out. Ame's going to slow it down a little bit. The Spirit's coming in. They know that they know. Stop it. Off the IO. They're going to lead in. That's the jump straight away. They're looking back. Trouble in the hands of Ame. Ame's able to get the Roche kill, get the Aegis. They get the Static Storm down. The Rolling Thunder as well. They control Toronto Tokyo, but he's out with an Astral Step. Toronto Tokyo actually makes it out of there. Dissimulate as well. PSG LGD may have got the Roche. They may have got the Aegis. Toronto Tokyo will still go down as Faith Beyond was able to wrap around and find him.
yeah, really nice play there from LGD. What an unfortunate event there for XinQ. He gets pulled into the Roche pit. You really want to stay outside with a tether, but stay tethered to takes one step too close, and then the Wisp goes inside the Roche pit, which gives Spirit the perfect opportunity there to go in. But I don't think they were quite expecting the BKB, so all in all, I think they're happy with this. You know, they gave up the Aegis, but it took them 24 minutes to get there. So Roshan number 2, which really is Ursa's key timing in this game to get that shard so that he can play most of the fights enraged, is going to come much, much later than they expected.
But definitely the beginnings of PSG LGD getting the game back under their control.
Yeah, absolutely. Now they need to abuse the fact that they have the Aegis to try to gain some map control. here. You want to try to get the lanes pushed out, force Team Spirit to play reactive to you, and then once you are able to corner the mid, you're going to find that team fight that you so much want. So the hard part here for them is how do we deal with the Naga illusions, and how do we stop them from just using illusions to push things back and make us play the map game.
I mean, yeah, which hero you sort of put in charge dealing with them?
I mean, they picked the Pangolier as an answer, right? And if you look at his itemization, he's going for the Maelstrom. He's trying to have some more damage and have some more presence to kill the illusions. And luckily for him, Yatoro hasn't really bought any items that tank the illusions up. He's more so building his hero up so that he's able to fight into the Ursa. He's going for that Bloodthorn. It looks like he's going to follow it up with a Heart, so he's also gone for some sort of hybrid build where he can actually get solo kills if he catches people out alone.
And for Spirit right now, despite the Aegis falling into the hands of Arme, are you still willing to fight? How much do you need to respect this Aegis on the bed?
I think, team fight bottom. Xingqiu's in trouble.
Xingqiu will manage to make his way around the Remnant. Quick tether back over to the safety of Arme.
Yeah, I mean, for Spirit, I think you want to fight, but it needs to be the right fight. You ideally want Yatoro to try to force some hero around the map, and then once you know that the PSG LGD's heroes aren't in position to connect, then you can go for some sort of smoke. Then you can make that move. But the difficulty for them is you can't necessarily go. You don't have the tools to bring him down at the start of a team fight.
Got the eyes on the two of them bottom. PSG LGD, Arme and Xingqiu on their own down here for now. There is a relocate available, and of course with the Aegis, Arme a very hard target to jump. Pressure continues from Yatoro and his illusions in the mid lane, keeping these waves shoved right up towards the base of PSG LGD.
And down bottom, Team Spirit are just waiting patiently, but LGD have recognized that they TP'd bottom, right? So it's very likely that their heroes are stuck on that side of the map. So here they come sweeping up towards the Dire jungle, understanding that Spirit cannot already have moved their pieces from all the way from bottom back to top after the TP response to the tier 2 tower. So just smart play coming out from both sides. I think we saw this in the VP Spirit series. Team Spirit are going to be really, really smart about only fighting under their vision, or where they feel comfortable with the information they need to take the fight. I think in this way, LGD's like maybe sometimes a little bit more reckless and will play with like assumptions. Like if they see you bottom, they might try to aim to fight you top, which we saw earlier. And in the early game, you know, Spirit read that perfectly. So if Spirit's able to get a good read like that, you might see them pounce.
Yatoro very ready to enter the fights now with his aggressive item of the Bloodthorn complete. They're able to get that locked down with the Lion and the Tide. That amp up of the damage will allow them to just destroy whichever hero they target.
Yeah, and something that I noticed Team Spirit do a lot when they feel like they're on the back foot is take over the enemy triangle and control here. And this is something that I'm sure LGD are aware of too, but Lycan's in trouble.
Look at the setup here. You see the damage here with the Bloodthorn really amping up. It's not quite enough though. Faith Beyond makes it away, has the plate mail and turn done already onto the way to the AC. An additional bit of armor certainly helping out.
Yeah, and this is an opening now for Spirit. The Lycan form is down. One of the big tools in this team fight is gone. So in the other series when we saw LGD play the tiny Lycan, the Lycan's form himself doesn't really matter. It was all about that wolf bite. But in this game, because he decided to itemize his own hero, the 60 seconds of downtime here is quite big. And you see LGD pulling back their pieces, not willing to play aggressive on the top lane anymore, recognizing that they don't have all the tools necessary to win a team fight.
Team Spirit remaining in this whole area of the triangle is Yatoro slowly sieging onto the tier 1 tower, seeing what sort of reaction they can force out of PSG LGD. 20 seconds until that Aegis has gone off Arme. Unlikely to find a fight with that still in his hands. So the game once again pulling to a bit of a risky territory for PSG LGD, at least until they can hold off for that round.
Yeah, and Illusions just slowly chipping away at this tower. They don't really deal a lot of damage, but it's something that, you know, LGD might respond to. So they're keeping heroes close by that in case LGD just feel like, oh, it's just an illusion hitting our tower, they're ready to pounce. And you see, Nothing to Say reads that too. He understands based on the fact that there's nothing happening on any of the other lanes. Both our middle lane is pushing out, top lane's pushing out. Lycan's getting a lot of farm from all these waves right now. All the Team Spirit heroes are bottom here.
Yeah, he has to be so careful showing his face to clear the wave.
Yeah, both teams just are reading the map really, really well. And I think Spirit, this play that they've done has been so effective throughout all the tournament, but you know LGD's done their homework.
Spot collapse around, glimpse back with Blinks there. Collapse breaks the combo, the setup. Instantly going to go for the TP out. Have they got anything to put a stop to it? They do, straight away. They're able to get the setup onto Collapse, he'll look to run. But the damage is done. PSG LGD, they catch and kill off the Tide.
Yeah, and this is a result, right, of Team Spirit has been in the lower bracket, so they've been playing so many games. LGD has that information based on previous games of where does Team Spirit go when they feel like they're behind? What do they do? What is their approach? And I think LGD is one of the best teams at the tournament at just abusing this information that they're gaining about the teams. They understand what is Team Spirit specifically going to do? How do they approach the situation? And they find that smoke because of that. They're playing most of this game with very, very limited vision. I really want to point that out. Like they barely have vision of what's going on the map.
Well, even without their tide, Spirit maintaining their aggressive posture over PSG. Already looking for action once again around the bottom tier 2. See if they find the center. They've got the Hex, they're going to look to jump in. Static Storm is going to be put down from wide. Stops the backup coming in. Still, is it the burst enough? It is. They take down Army. That burn for the Bloodthorn, it's enough to send the bear back to base.
That's an absolutely massive kill. And I think Zinq felt like he could keep him alive. There was no relocate. Next team fight, here's the tricky part. Do you relocate Arma out as soon as he gets hexed? Because Spirit has now proven to you that we have the ability to burst your heroes. That's why he's also in trouble.
There should be another one. It's definitely another one, Yatora. Target to target and over towards the mid. The BKB having to be popped by nothing to say. See if Yatoro's got the setup. He has. Initial route. See if they've got any further follow-up here. The relocate. They'll take him out. They've got to keep nothing to say safe. Get him out from Team Spirit as Team Spirit. They're pushing down the mid onto another tier 2 tower.
Nice play by Faith Beyond. Tanks that the Remnant with one of his wolves. But Team Spirit, they're doing this so smart, right? We heard the draft panel touch on it. Fighting 5 versus 5 is not really where they're strong. They want to delay this game, keep finding these pickouts, try to find these opportunities where they can get a jump, burst someone really quickly, and use the fact that we have Ravage to reset. We have Naga Sleep to reset. Forcing LGD to be very careful about how they use their cooldowns. And this is leading to them they're just playing this game very well. And these small decisions that they're making, where you notice they're not really charging into the enemy. They're not giving LGD the kind of fights that they're used to getting.
I mean, and with the heart done on Yatora, you know, it's 26 armor, 3,500 HP. How hard is it for PSG LGD to really ever get on top of him now and take him out with the focus of
I think the biggest thing is that the illusions are tankier. If you take a look at how Yatora is playing the fights, he's staying very far back with his primary hero, using the Bloodthorn and using the Ensnare, and having the illusions deal the damage. And if LGD really don't have heroes that want to hit illusions, Ursa wants to sit on top of a hero, like just keep hitting him, keep hitting him, keep hitting him. You don't want to hit these illusions where you get like 5 to 6 hits in, and then you gotta switch. That's a way of making the Overpower a fairly useless ability.
Of course, that timer. So they're putting it in mind. The Roshan potential respawn in just over a minute.
And that minute feels really long, Owen. Let me tell you, right now, for PSG LGD, that minute is coming very, very slowly. We see Tidehunter starting to eye up a Shiva's guard. That's going to make it even harder for the Ursa to stick on top of him and deal damage. They also just bought a Force Staff on the other Titan. I think for Team Spirit, they're recognizing that, you know what? LGD's not going to be able to kill us if we're just able to kite out their BKBs. And that's why you notice, like, Nothing to Say also has bought a BKB. I think the idea of this is he wants to try to use it to break out of, to have a longer period of time in the teamfights where he's playing under Magic Community, because there's just so much lockdown coming out from Team Spirit. Ghost Scepter on Mira. The Toki has Yules and the Kaya Sanj also eyeing up on the Shiva's guard, but I would be surprised if he doesn't change it up. And on the courier he has a full BKB too, so I'm really liking Spirit for this game 1. They're in a very dominant position here. They're scaling up very nicely.
With the timer, they know it's going to be around the point where PSG LGD are going to be checking out that Roche pit, looking for the respawn. Spirit, they're heading over to try and do something better. Presence, they're going to jump straight in on the GQ, burst with the finger! The Piano goes down, no buyback, GQ cannot get back into this fight. Nothing to Say has to roll out with the Thunder.
So this is huge, right? Both Lycanform was committed as well as a roll. So the Roshan, which it does, this is free Roshan for Team Spirit. And remember how much we talked about how badly you want this for LGD. So it doesn't even matter if the Sagas comes to use for Yatoro. They just want to make sure that PSG LGD doesn't get it. And this is the only shard, Aghanim shard, that has dropped from Roshan throughout the entire game. So that's 1,400 gold that now Am is going to have to spend for himself.
I mean, it just goes to show how solid of a position that Spirit are in, where just a couple of ults expired by PSG LGD and a dead IO, and suddenly the rest of the lineup, they cannot do anything about Spirit taking the Roche. Continuing their lead here, 7k up. I mean, Yatora, the difference between him and Arme's farm, well on the way to having a butterfly complete for the next bit of action as well.
Yeah, and with this butterfly, he actually has the option of now utilizing his own hero too, once the situation looks good for him, because the Ursa can't just burst him. The bash is going to miss, there's a proc chance on the bash, there's a proc chance on the miss, so it's going to be hard for the Ursa to just lock him down. And just very intelligently itemized by the Naga here. For the early part of the game, when he knew it was going to be a map control game, he bought the Orchid, he bought the Ags, played for those pickoffs, and those key pickoffs have really led to the situation that they're in the game now. Gembot picked up by Y. You can feel, they feel the pressure of the vision. They're not getting the vision that they're used to. They don't have the information that they're used to playing with in this game. Just shutting them down. And Rage forced out.
Stay well away from Spirit. 4 very, very scary minutes. Aegis on Toronto, Tokyo. PSG, LGD, they do not want to fight into this. But every minute that passes where they cannot look to brawl is going to be another just minute of pain here with the increasing momentum and mass of the cause of Team Spirit.
Yep. And surely right now, LGD are discussing how do we take a team fight? What is it that we need to do? How do we need abilities in order to catch Team Spirit off guard? And for Team Spirit, I think a lot of the communication is like, we need to make sure that we do not let LGD come out on the map. We don't want them to get out and farm. As long as we can keep them locked into their base, we can get all the items that we want, and then we get the fight that we want. And everything's going to happen on our terms. So you see, they rotate over to the top side here, expecting LGD to run out on the top side of the map. And here we go.
It's time to look for that fight, PSG, LGD. Execution has to be immaculate.
Yeah, they're scouting with the wolves. They're getting the info they want.
They're looking to try and start the collapse, but Collapse is able to blink away from the leader. They'll turn their attention over towards Yatora, but with the instead looks to hold it back. Nothing to say. He is able to get out of it. And they'll get the static storm set up onto the illusions. They're just forcing back. Why? Swashbuckle's going to miss. I mean, Yatora, he's barely been scratched. He's back up to full HP. PSG, LGD, they have to run back face, but Collapse, he's in with the ravage onto the two of them. So, step 5, BKB, turn towards Toronto, Tokyo, but they cannot stay for this fight. They've got to get back to the high ground, back to the base. As PSG, LGD have to charge back to the safety of their high ground as quickly as they head out. Collapse. Gonna look for the setup here outside of the base, and the BKB force, Fate Beyond, dropping to head back to the safety of his teammates. The ensnare locks him down, the illusion's starting to go to work. Remnant left into position and dragging back with a spray into the figure. My goodness, the blood gets absolutely destroyed. And Toronto Tokyo's not done. Diving up to the tier 4s, committing with a disability. He's trying to go for GQ, will die underneath the towers, but he's got the Aegis. He's ready for round 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the micro decision making from Team Spirit is so beautiful to watch. I think every time a hero pops BKB, then half a second, there's a Naga net flying at it. And in the fight, you saw Ame pops BKB to try to man up and fight, and then the net comes. He has to pop his ultimate. He can't use the enrage the way he wants to. He's forced to use it defensively all the time just to break the net, just to be able to stick on top of the targets.
Just trying to clear out these illusions now. It seems all but impossible. The Rex dying, the melee Rex will fall. They get the jump on Yatora, but they've already lost Y at the start of the action. BKB from Arme, he's trying to stay on target, but Yatora is able to sing their way back. And now he's ready to go back in. The song ends, Toronto, Tokyo, BKB, with a round and grabs back the answer. Arme disappears in a matter of seconds. GQ to fall as well. GG is called. And my goodness, what a fun move start to the grand finals here for Team Spirit. This is how you dream of entering a grand finals at the...
Ngeri anjing, ngeri.
And then once that fight happens, they're immediately ready to respond in the right way.
I mean, that was incredible. Yatoro turning up, doing it again. Another hero, and it looks like it's a performance that's on top of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Yatoro, I mean, we all talked about Collapse so much throughout this tournament, but we gotta give Yatoro the praise he deserves. His hero pool is so wide, it's just allowing Spirit to constantly have these conditions, win conditions, over their opponents.
And it really is, yeah, just not the fact that he himself is so individually skilled on these numerous carries. It's just that the team, they seem to have a strat to play around every single one that he's willing to pull out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the team spirit are so strong. They look like a fierce opponent, and I think a lot of people might have expected LGD to be the stronger team, but, you know, they just proven you wrong. These guys can beat LGD for sure.
They absolutely can. What a way to start this grand finals. Team Spirit just charging in with the same level of strength that they have shown us throughout their entire run so far up until this point. It's continuing here where it counts the most. Game 1 will go to Team Spirit.
A very strong performance from Team Spirit here in that first game indeed, and I am looking forward to hearing from our five-head draft panel first of all. Gentlemen, how did this game play out compared to what you thought was going to happen?
I mean, I think it was an incredible statement from Spirit. It started with the draft. It started with the mentality in which they played this game. You know, they come here to the grand finals, and of course, everybody expects LGD to be the Titan. You know, can they move them? Not only they can, they beat them, they play fearless, they come up with a great strategy. They beat probably LGD's best strategy. Their first pick, the IO Lycan, and they just break it. I think, you know, as a Dota fan, this is what I was really hoping for, is like, can they compete? And yes, they can. LGD is getting tested today, and that's going to be absolutely amazing to witness.
Team Spirit seems to be playing very free, very careless, very aggressive. This Bloodthorn kill on the Ursa bottom was, like you said, a huge statement. I want to say the same thing. This was like a team who saw an opening, they had an item build, they had a timing that not many teams would have pushed, played on, and pulled this off with. This Ursa dying in front of tier 2 also breaks the game at this point, and it's like, it's a very intense game. LGD, they're not broken by any means. They go for this Roshan play, they actually get it. And they're staying alive in a game where I think it's actually looking really hard, and it's really hard for them to scale, it's really hard for them to fight. I think the draft still favored Spirit. I think LGD were not so comfortable with how it ended up looking like. They're much more comfortable if they have a condition where it's like, in 20 minutes we're going to be stronger, in 30 minutes we're going to be stronger, much stronger than you, and we keep scaling. But in this game, with the ET, with the Naga Sleep, with the Ravage, you saw it, like fights can end like this for LGD.
Yeah, and I think this was almost a bit of a wake-up call for Xiaowei and LGD, because I think they came into it supremely confident. I think we were even saying, like, maybe they might have even prepared for Team Secret. They weren't expecting Team Spirit to, like, just roll through everyone. And I think LGD, they can make a comeback, but at Spirit, they looked really good in that game. Just everything they wanted to do during that game looked really strong.
Yeah, thank you very much, gentlemen, for that insight. Love to hear more, of course, from you during the draft of game number 2, and that is where we, of course, will be heading next, because it's a best of 5. It's all about learning and adapting. And you heard Curtis say that maybe PSG LGD did not know, like, that they were going to face Team Spirit. I will tell you that not a single person on the planet has had a correct bracket prediction. A little bit of extra information there.
Yang rambutnya kuning itu loh guys, yang rambutnya kuning. Anak cewek mana tuh notel katanya. Apa nih kalau ide kalah saya dibully teman-teman saya ini, katanya jalan santai. Santai. Ini masalahnya menurut gue emang draftnya menguji. Kelihatan soalnya dari draftnya jauh lebih enak mengeksekusi draftnya tim Spirit. Eksekusinya kelihatan jauh lebih simpel. Sementara tim tim LGD kalau misalnya mau menang, ya mereka harus menangin lane yang jauh, tapi lane-nya pun nggak bisa dimenangin juga. Bawahnya juga Naga Siren-nya free farm, nggak ke geng sama sekali. Nothing to say-nya juga ke counter sama Naga Siren. Ayo-nya pun bisa dijangkau, ada Elder Titan juga yang counter, ada Toronto Tokyo yang bisa loncat ke belakang juga. Tapi ya Toronya sih menurut gua, itemisasi yang Aghanim second itemnya bikin bener-bener Nothing to say-nya nggak ngapa-ngapain. Dia udah punya 2 item defensif untuk bisa ngedispel ini pun, apa namanya. Tapi menurut gue dari item sasi Nothing to say-nya pun kurang damage kan mereka. Jadi nggak ada yang punya damage sama sekali di game ini. Dan yang bisa bikin menang late game lawan Diatornya pun Nothing to say juga. Tapi itemisasi dari Nothing to say-nya terlalu defensif menurut gue. Kurang damage untuk bunuh bayangan. Coba emang susah. Makanya selalu gue bilang juga kan eksekusinya susah. Cuman ya itu problemnya juga. Saya pensi kompetitif atau bener pensi dari Dota bang? Pensi kompetitif kayaknya. Soalnya pensi dari Dota, pasti dia tiap tahun pasti banyak yang ngajakin jadi panelis. Yang bikin menang tuh bukan ya Toro tapi si Collapse, itu udah pasti tim semua sih. Dari tim dari Collapse, dari Atoro, dari Toronto Tokyo, semuanya mainnya bagus. Cuman tadi yang gua highlight itu adalah itemisasinya yang pintar. Dari Aghanim Scepter yang second item, jarang banget loh ada Naga Seren second item. Langsung Aghanim Scepter, pasti dia bikin satu item damage dulu. Entah itu banyaknya Skadi, mantas Skadi. Pada antar juga dia mainnya bagus. Tapi terlepas dia mau bikin item apapun, nggak akan terlalu ngaruh. Yang paling ngaruhnya itu tadi Naga Siren ya, dari item Aghanim Scepter. Kalah farming ya pasti kalah farming. Kalau ngomongin farming, Naga Siren dibandingin sama Usawara udah pasti kalah farming jauh. Kalah farming ya, ibarat kalian bandingin hero yang farming cuma satu-satu, Naga Siren ilusinya banyak, jadi udah pasti kalah farming. Makanya gue bilang kalau misalkan mau comeback pasti di late game. Kalau Naga Sirennya ketahan di high ground, semuanya udah pada kaya. Kalau awal-awal pasti nggak akan bisa. Ini bisa dibilang tim Russia pertama. Russia ya, Toro itu asal Ukraina sebenarnya. Kalau tim Cheese, Navi juara TI sih.
Ban something.
Tiket game slash 3 month, tiket gameplay. Tim Spirit banyak turnamennya.
5 seconds remain.
Adit meremehkan tim Spirit katanya. Tim Spirit. Tim Spirit harus ya memberat
10 seconds remain.
Berat banget. Seperti gue bilang juga, ini bakal berat banget sampai
5 seconds.
Lebih gampang mengeksekusi draftnya tim Spirit memang.
Support pick.
Dia bisa bilang tim Lucifer nggak itu. Tim Spirit masih dapat
Hello.
sama hype-nya masuk final menang lawan tim Secret. Yaps, hype-nya. Tapi menurut gua emang mereka mainnya bagus
It is
sih.
your turn to
Holy
pick.
fucking shit.
Mereka mainnya bagus banget guys. Jadi terlepas dari hype atau enggak,
Ten. 5 seconds remain.
Lena here. Time to hot-foot it.
It's in the bag!
The time for preparation
yeah.
is short. Use it wisely.
Yes. Quick! Yes. On it. Burn a path.
Let's go.
Heat wave.
Okay.
I'm going.
"30 seconds to battle.
Like a wildfire.
Consider yourself warned.
Fucking wrong click, bro.
I go like the blazes. To battle. Time to hot-foot it. Quick!
Radiant versus Dire.
The heat is on. I go like the blazes. I'm going. On it. To battle. Fire. Like a wildfire. Burn a path.
Nope.
Yes. Yes. Bring in the heat. Oh yeah. Heat wave. Attack. Oh yeah. Yes. Like a wildfire. Open fire. Oh. I'm going. On it. Burn a path. Oh, that's hot. Quick.
First blood is on the ground, and we're already looking for more.
To battle. Burn them all. Scorch them. Light them up. Yes. I go like the blazes.
Normally.
Heat wave.
Denied.
Yes. Yes. Nuh-uh. I'm going. On it. Heat wave. Yes. Time to hot-foot it. To battle. I'm going. Like a wildfire. I go like the blazes. Burn a path. Quick. Oh yeah.
Easiest match of
battle.
my life.
I'm going.
The next level play.
Yes. Leave a tinder. Like a wildfire. On it. In you go. Money to burn. Quick. I go like blazes. Time to hot burn a path. Helter Swelter. Yes. Fire away. Burn 'em up. Heat wave. Oh yeah. I go like the blazes. Yes.
Fuck.
Slash and burn. Time to hot foot it. Oh yeah. Fire away. Get back. Yes. Scorch 'em. Burn 'em up. Hot heat. Open fire. Heat wave.
The enemy
Burn a
attacks
path.
your top tower.
Something for. I'm going. Like a wildfire.
Bottom is missing.
Middle is missing. On it. To battle.
Kerpa.
Quick. I'm going. Light 'em up. Temperature rising. Like a wildfire. Bottling invisibility. Oh yeah.
Go bottom. Wait me.
On it. Yes.
The enemy's top tower.
Yes. You could learn a lot from your sister.
To battle. I go with the blazes. Time to hot foot it. Quick.
The radiant glyph is now active.
Heat wave.
Normally.
At my hand. Time to hot foot it. Heat wave. Yes. I go like the blazes. Burn a path. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Your middle tower is defending itself.
My flame burns brighter. Like a wildfire. I'm going. Oh yeah. I'm under attack. Quick.
The enemy's bottom tower is
Yes.
gone.
Not yet.
Expected.
Like a wildfire.
Tower is under attack.
Helter Swelter. On it. To battle. Bring in the heat. Money to burn. Time to hotfoot it. Yes. Burn them all. I go like the blazes. Oh yeah. Something money to burn.
The enemy attacks your bottom tower.
Burn them up. Getting warmer. I'm going. Hot plate. Burn a path.
Push mid.
Quick. It's not time yet. Not yet. It's not time yet. Open fire. Heat wave. Attack. Oh yeah. Fuel for my fire. Blazes. Quick. Run a path. Heat wave. It's not time yet. Understanding. To battle. Time to hotfoot it. Yes.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Not yet.
Faces a terrible test.
Not yet. Yes.
The enemy attacks your middle tower.
Time to hot-foot it. Fire away. I'm going.
We need water.
Light him up. To battle. I go like the blazes. Bringing the heat. Burn a path. Slash and burn. Help swelter. Around. Yes. I'm not ready. Put your feet to the fire. Quick. Heat wave.
The enemy's middle tower passes into history.
On it. It's not time yet. Burn a path. Yes. Smart.
The next level play. The next level play.
Time to
Easiest money of my life.
I go like the blazes. Like a wildfire. Yes. Oh yeah. To battle.
Killing spree.
What have we here?
I'm not ready. Heat wave. Bringing the heat. I'm under attack.
The enemy's top tower has fallen. Our structures are fortified.
Not yet. On it. I'm going. Burn a path.
We need rush, I think.
Heat wave. On it. Yes. Like a wildfire. To battle. Fire away. Time to hot it. Quick. Yes. Oh yeah. Tuck out. I'm going. Like a wildfire.
We need Roshan inside. Help, 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 help.
I'm going. Oh yeah. Time to hide it. Burn a path. Yes. Yes. Temperature rising.
Heal. Heal.
Open fire.
Mid and Goros.
Free draws just end, bro.
No, no, no. It's hard,
They
bro.
not there, bro.
It's hard, bro.
They not there, bro.
No, 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 no.
To battle.
Yeah, just go, just go. Goros.
Something for a cold day. Scorch. Burn them all.
Can I?
Light them up. Attack. Immortality.
Go, go.
I go like the blazes. Invisibility. Quick. Heat wave.
One form falters.
Help swell.
Sure, not that good. See? Can you see?
I'm going.
Just smoke, bro. Saya aja dia.
Yes. To battle.
Dire structures are fortified.
Burn them up.
The next level,
The enemy's water can withstand no more.
Open fire.
You destroyed the enemy's middle barracks.
Yes. Like a wildfire. Time to hotfoot it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Bottling no need to burn. Oh yeah. In you go. On it. I go like the blazes. Like a wildfire. I'm not ready. Burn a path.
Tiny.
Yes. You for my fire. Time to hide.
Killing spree.
Right.
Monster kill! Double kill!
Yes. Attack!
Destroy the enemy's bottom barracks.
Quick!
The enemy's bottom barracks has fallen.
To battle. Heat wave.
The enemy's top tower falls to oblivion.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the secret shop.
The enemy's top barracks has fallen. You now have mega creeps.
I'm going. Quick.
Enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Heat wave.
The enemy's middle tower has been destroyed.
Time to hot burn a path. My spirit. Stay near. Yes! Heat wave.
The enemy's middle tower has been destroyed.
Time to hot.
The lemon squeeze.
The three heroes stalking the Radiant carry, you know, they gotta get this kill, right?
They gotta get something here, that's for sure. Maposhka's waiting off to the side. Going to be a kill.
That's a pretty stark difference to the three heroes stalking the Radiant carry, you know, they gotta get this kill, right?
They gotta get something here, that's for sure. Maposhka's waiting off to the side. Nightmare down, a couple punches, but they bring in the IO trade off that Nightmare. And that's going to be more than enough for the moment, but why? Also drop it low, not low enough. Instead, they turn, find Collapse. One more touch is not enough with Fabian TPing in. They might be able to find him here.
That was the trusty shovel keeping him alive.
Yeah, heading down to the south. TP is available, but Collapse in some trouble. Does the Spirit connect? Ugh, not quite going to be on the mark. He gets out.
Trusty shovel indeed. Up top, nothing to say. Zoning back Toronto Tokyo as he kind of came in to invade on the Ancients, but the pressure will stay in the bottom lane. We already saw how quickly that top tower went down. No point slowing down here for PSG LGD.
It's interesting though, right? Because you can see that this is a dynamic that we've seen multiple times throughout this tournament. You have Team Spirit with a little bit of a lead, even though it's LGD that are taking down more of the towers. Just that stacking up farming mentality we're seeing from Spirit right here.
And look at the treants put out here. They're watching for Toronto Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
Because they know that everything's on this Dream Coil.
That's by far the easiest way for them to initiate. So you just fan out your units like that from Faith Beyond. And unless they're going to smoke in, you're going to catch that puck.
And instead, they're going to find the Dream Coil towards the mid lane, trying to take down this Lech. Do they have enough? Yes. Toronto Tokyo picks up that kill. And with that, a 3,000 gold lead this early on for Team Spirit.
Bit of a theme, I feel like, from these two games from PSG LGD. Ame did a similar thing last game on the Ursa, where he kind of stayed in an area which seems like, surely, you know, like you're in trouble, you know?
Right.
He ended up dying on the Ursa in the top lane. And this time, you know, at least they got a favorable trade. They took a tower after that, which I think was part of the plan for PSG LGD, but they were able to zone back on that bottom tower, shove the wave back out, and now even Collapse running in behind the tower, checking for a courier and everything down here. They're not willing to just, like, you know, give you the, like, take the kill and then just give you the tower. They're able to defend after as well.
All right. Oh,
okay, but now that pressure is coming mid.
Mira, they're going to get onto the Brambles. Thought about that RP, but calls it off afterwards. And again, nothing to say in the mid lane, starting to push down this tier 1 tower with Xingqiu in tow. And why? They'll get it. It's so interesting to me, right? Because you think about traditionally what people think of these styles of play, and Team Spirit definitely going the more farming route in this one. You saw there for a second the last hits that Yatoro has. 135 compared to the 69 of Ame.
Yeah. Oh, Yatoro actually spotted out here, but they're not going to have anything in time to catch. But that also comes back to just the idea of punishing that Dream Coil, right? It was used. You killed me. All right, congratulations. But I'm a Leshrac. I don't have any cooldowns. When I respawn, I'm coming right back. I'm taking that tower. But as you said, to the timings, like PSG LGD, Y has said before, like, we love picking for scale. We like to be very balanced. We're comfortable going late because we think we make better decisions at that point in the game. And even though this is a pretty fast lineup from PSG LGD, it does have some late game tools, right? The Morph Shaker, of course, if you get to that, can really go against anything at this point.
It is a little bit terrifying. You're not wrong. Actually queuing up the Dragon Lance right now on Ame. So obviously you could maybe disassemble that later and build it into the Axe if he wants.
Yeah, we see that a lot versus the Luna, because it makes like a really nice little matchup, right? Where she's kind of got this like zone that you're trying to play out of and kite her just a little bit. Gives you that tank ability versus all this magic damage there too. Really balanced item to start out with.
So Team Spirit nursing that 2k gold lead, as on the other side, LGD trying to keep the pressure onto these buildings. Up top, nothing to say is there. The 4 points in Edict forces out the glyph.
Wow, that was a pretty easy glyph to get, not gonna lie. Yeah. Didn't have to commit that hard at all. I mean, Collapse had already TP'd up there too, so I can imagine they'd like to go for another one soon. And as we approach, you know, sort of past the laning stage, we start thinking, you know, how's the Roche looking this game? They could take it relatively early, right? You get an early DD with this lineup with Nature's Prophet and Morphling. They might opt for it.
And look at this movement in before the Blink Dagger on Shaker. Oh, Nightmare by Maposhka to dodge the stun, but Yatoro is still in some trouble as they run him down. It was good, but it wasn't good enough.
Toronto Tokyo's coming, but they are too tanky. I mean, you see these stacked up heroes, maybe you're, you know, sort of thinking about going in for the Dream Coil, but it's a bit too much. They're just so tanky right now.
And instead, they try and find a pick off here. Nothing to say. The rest of his friends a little ways away. Xingqiu making the move over. They're going to get the Terrorize. That's going to get the Tether Snap. And afterwards, the ulti coming from Willow, but nothing is taking the regen from Y. Keeping his core player alive.
With the wand, with the IO, this early hood into the Eternal Shroud as well. They're going to have some issues bringing down this Leshrac without the Luna being there.
Yeah, I mean, you just get blown up like that. I mean, obviously a great Nightmare dodge of the stun that came in, but in the end, you need to get that BKB online, as we've seen time and again, and Yatoro trying to get towards it now. As LGD starting to cut a little bit into this lead here. And also getting a little bit of free time right now for Ame to farm up.
Yeah, I think Toronto Tokyo is starting to just think about like his role in this game, what he can do. You know, Puck obviously pretty versatile in terms of the builds. Thinking about an early Aeon disc here. And we'll have to get out of this one. Even go for the a TP in there. Very nice play to even preempt that by blinking somewhere else for the TP. Could have set something up there. They also have the Orchid ready on this push here. So with the relocate in 5 seconds, everyone can be top lane right now for PSG LGD. For Team Spirit, they don't see very much. I mean, they're rotating a lot of heroes to that bottom lane. I think they just have to go for the counter push.
Yeah, there's no other play really. And they have a glyph still on LGD as well.
They need this Blink Dagger on Collapse before they can defend.
It's going to be too much too quickly otherwise. And you can see getting very close. Collapse just going to farm up the rest of these camps here. While bottom, Team Spirit trying to pressure that in.
Toronto Tokyo, he's got the Veil. Okay. He's got the Blink.
He's thinking.
How bold is he?
This guy's crazy. We've seen it time and again, and Fate Beyond shows up.
He just wants the creeps. That's all he's going for here.
Oh, Fate Beyond spots him. The silence is there. That's the Orchid reveal, and he is mega dead.
Yeah, he's really greedy. Yeah, it turns out. Oh, you know, you got a full creep wave. That's quite a bit of gold, too.
True.
But almost a certainty when you go over that play.
This does stop the backdoor protection, though. So this is going to stay alive a little bit longer, forcing LGD in this area for a bit. But eventually it will fall.
And already Fate Beyond back to that bottom lane to just push that back out, too. So very well orchestrated there from PSG LGD. But the Courier, it holds the key. Ice Frog, little Courier, delivering a Blink Dagger to Collapse. So, you know, he's got a few more things queued up there you guys might have seen already in this tournament. The Shard, the Force Staff. He's made a couple plays. Perhaps some highlight reel ones.
He's been absolutely spectacular.
I think he needs a couple more this game.
True enough. Not if LGD have anything to say about it. They've also had a few highlights at times. And playing on that Earthshaker with the Morphling, you just know that there's pain coming if they're left to free farm in this one.
That's really the worst part of just staying in the upper bracket. Less highlights, you know, less games to play.
True enough, yeah.
Especially when you crush your opponents so.
Here in this game number 2, the BKB is done. Taking a look at a few of these other items around the map. Collapse has that blink done. Xingqiu getting closer to his, has it completed as well now. So
On? Main on?
Sintus.
Anjir, duh dia.
Kita orderannya berapa rate-nya?
32.000.
Tahu, anjing.
Luka ya
Bos.
nama.
Atau diturunkan Sintus? Sintus nah nggak diterusin?
Loba eta playerna teman.
Ayo ngecek kayak loba dekitna kumaha emang?
Eta di AHA.
Loba.
Hati-hati.
Mana mau main Network? Di task manajerna sabaraha persen unggul?
80.
Orang 80, 82 turun lagi. Dari muka aja sih. GPU-nya berapa GPU?
I don't know.
GPU mah 79, 77. Wah, ini udah pisan berarti manggil. Tanpa orang streamingnya ya mah. Orang ibarat nge-record deh. Orang 78 teh bari nge-record muka browser bari nonton YouTube. Tapi in game nama orang merasa baik-baik aja, cuman mau di task manager gitu maksudnya. Masalah sih. Power aja juga. Kalau kalau GPU, CPU udah di atas 90% standby itu berbahaya. Makanya orang kemarin langsung uninstall teh. Wah, ini udah temanggil. Orang ke CPU kadang nyampe ke 100 tapi turun lagi 80. Anu bahaya mah geus nahan teh nih kan. Nah, ya orang kemarin teh gitu nahan teh. Wah anjir, teu turun-turun bahaya. Nih lihat ya. GPU-nya doang ya teh.
Kunaon anjing teh.
and there's no chance to help. You have the Io, you have the Shaker, but
there is nothing else left in the tank there for Ame, although trying to TP out, but the stun comes through right at the end. And LGD, another triple kill for Yatoro. And Y will manage to escape from that one, but a huge win for Spirit here in game number 2.
That is massive. Oh, what an amazing defense. And Claps does it twice in the fight with the skewers, catching nothing to say. Like, you know, you talk about this idea with like the Aegis and like, what are we supposed to do with this Aegis? Are we supposed to push towers? Is that the goal right now? So, you know, should it be on the Morphling? You know?
Right.
Doesn't he kind of feel like the harder target to get in the first place, and instead you're sort of hanging nothing to say out to dry? Like, he gets one skewer and there was no chance to save him.
Yeah, I mean, again, part of that is also the decision to stick around after that relocate was used, because that's probably part of their idea behind it.
Yeah, I mean, that's your easiest long-range save, right?
Unreal. 5-6. Team Spirit playing just absolutely great Dota.
Yeah, I'm sensing a smoke up Echo Slam here soon. You know, this is what you do. You lost your Aegis, and you're like, okay, guys, this is fine. This is fine. Group up. We're gonna smoke. We've got our other tools back. Let's go dunk on some people.
Zinq so often has been the answer and the playmaker for this LGD lineup. Whether it's the Snapfire or this Earthshaker, whatever it is that he's playing, he's making the big moves. So, 21 minutes in now, and continues to farm. I mean, this is the thing that's really scary, right? Like, how many times have we seen these Lunas just get completely out of control and then just walk high ground with an Aegis? And now it also feels like they have some of those tools with the Blinks online to actually win those Aegis fights as well.
Yeah, sometimes they don't leave that high ground. It just takes one sort of mounting up there and it's over. Part of the reason why they can be a little bit patient here for Team Spirit, but patience, you know, that's not something they're very well known for.
Scary invis, and then the smoke up afterwards. Team Spirit looking on the hunt, but LGD sensing danger coming their way will retreat out. Just
is he gonna horn toss him again, Lyrical? Don't tell me he's gonna horn toss them again.
Oh my god, he got him again, Trey! They did it to him as they find the pickoff. Collapse, you're too good.
That smells unreal. They're so good at just finding that one kill and like waiting for this timing too of just this. Oh, they caught him on the zip.
They pull him back in afterwards. Why? In some trouble. Skewer a little bit off the mark, but the Brambles are there for round 2 of it. Team Spirit, they came to play on finals day, taking down Secret, now looking to go up 2-0 in the series against LGD.
Getting something back, right? Yeah, go grab that outpost, get it, but man, losing the Roche into just like taking over the map right now for Team Spirit. They're just having fun. That's what they say, right? They look like they're having fun.
They do.
Well, Voshka looks like he's having fun. For someone who's playing Bane, that's as much fun as your face gets.
They're on top of it, killing it. And we'll see now if LGD can pull this back. I mean, again, we've talked so much about the effect that pressure has in this lineup. In a lot of ways built to try and just win the Aegis. Not a whole lot else is going to be acceptable for them and the sort of standards that they set for themselves. 5-8.
I love how you see the sentry they put outside the base too, because I had the same thought. I'm just like, where was that ward? Like, how did this Magnus do that? You know, and just nothing. It just Collapse is just too good. He just feels it. He just goes. At the very least, yeah, it's a lot of sentries.
They're all over the place.
And, you know, that's because they also have the gem, I believe, still, yeah, on Toronto, Tokyo. So they know that they're in trouble when it comes to the Vision game. And so you get into this place where you're just kind of spamming them everywhere. And Io, you know, you heard our lovely draft panel, as well as Insania, talking about like the sustain and everything, and Insania pointed out just like how much more valuable that healing is on the earlier end, right? You know, about trying to get as many of these like these mechs and these holy lockets as early as you can in the game. And when you have to spend on sentries, that can be a bit tough. But at the same time, you have a Shaker on your team, so you're making a sacrifice in terms of the gold to ensure that Blink Dagger is going to be there. Unfortunately, they haven't really gotten much out of the Shaker. A couple nice saves, but Zinq's still waiting for his big moment.
And it's tough, right? Because you have to sort of go in and make that chaos happen first with the rest of the heroes on LGD, and specifically nothing to say. He's built all these items to try and stay alive. The Eternal Shroud, going for the Halberd, now into the Plate Mail. And it has just not been able to be enough to keep him alive against the big plays from Collapse. MVP in this game too.
And now, it's nighttime once again. So what do? We smoke. You got night vision, right? You have the advantage there. They're going to have to rely on the trans from Fate Beyond. Let's get some of these plays out. That is the vision that they have at night. But the edge certainly belongs to Team Spirit.
Absolutely. The high ground. Xingqiu feels like he's safe, but they drop down the ward right away. Xingqiu manages to get out of there, has that shard to create that separation. But again, a ward dewarded and take